Hello and welcome to Adams Field in Holliston, Massachusetts on Wednesday, May 8th for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Baseball 2018. It's found only on HCAT TV. Today the Panthers host the Millis Mohawks in a Tri-Valley League matchup. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside in the booth is my co-host today, Brian Winston. Brian, Holliston has won 6 straight home games this season. Can the Panthers keep it going again today at Adams Field against Millis?
I think so, Tom. The team's coming off a nice win on Monday, winning 6-4 against Westwood. The Mohawks coming off a loss on Monday after a big win last week against Ashland, who I know is doing well in the league. But on this beautiful day here on Wednesday, I think the Panthers can come back strong and continue, maybe get a couple wins in a row.
Yeah, after the tough weather they've had this spring, it's great to be in sunny and 75 weather, and we'll be back with the opening pitch in just a moment. All right, Panthers have taken the field. Your starting lineup, starting over at first base, number 3, Jack Wilkie. Over at second base, number 5, Kevin Quinn. Over at shortstop, number 9, Danny Rutter. Over at third base, number 13, Jack Larsh. Out in left field, number 20, Jonathan Pesum. In center field, number 8, Captain Brad Seymour. And way out there in right field, number 12, Captain Ben Thomas. Behind the plate tonight, number 15, Sean Jewett. And on the mound for the Panthers, number 18, senior Zach Pesum. Zach Pesum with a 0.0 ERA, Brian.
Wow, just like Dean Warmer from Animal House, 0.0. That's quite an ERA, very impressive.
Mr. Blutarski.
That's right.
This is his 3rd game of the season. He's pitched 4.1 innings, given up 2 hits, 111 batting, opponent's batting average. And right away he'll be facing number 11, Andrew Brooks, the shortstop.
Starting from the stretch position.
And Pesum starts him off with a strike.
Nice pitch right down the middle.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Brooks hitting .412 on the season.
Got to protect the plate here at 0-2. Leadoff hitter looking to get on base.
Little high. Pesum's pitch slapped a spinning ball down between first and second base, and he's going to be safe with a base hit.
Looked like an off-speed pitch or maybe a changeup, a breaking ball there, and Brooks did a nice job waiting on that, staying back, and just dribbled it. Had enough spin on it, like a cue ball there, and was able to twist and turn through the right side of the infield.
Wilkie broke towards the line, but the ball just spun right away from him, like it kind of like it gone off the end of the bat. Well, runner on first, nobody out for the Mohawks.
I think that's going to have to go in the book as a hit. I'm not sure anyone got a glove on.
No. Now, next up, I have number 7, McKee. I'm going to guess he is now wearing the number 3 jersey, Brian.
Okay. We'll go with that. Looks like Brooks. Brooks is going.
Takes off. Jewett's throw just a little high. As Quinn puts the tag on, and
nice head first slide there by
Millis,
Brooks.
Yep, Millis shortstop has a stolen base. So runner on second, nobody out. McKee at the plate. He's hitting .323 on the season. Number of high averages by the Mohawks on the year.
Runner in scoring position here early for Millis, and nobody down, looking to at least move the runner to third. Maybe hit it to the right side here.
McKee's hit, shot right through the hole. Panthers hustle it in, but there's runners at the corners with nobody out.
Solid hit through the left side. And that's how you can get it done, too. That's how you can move the runner along. Good, strong ground ball right between the shortstop and third baseman. Well played and left by Jonathan Pesum. Bouncing ball there. Did a good job to get down and take it right into the glove.
So the number 3 hitter for Millis today, Tim Smith, senior first baseman. He's hitting .389 on the season. Big swing and a miss. Pesum's ahead, 0-1.
Runner on first, McKee with a fake. Took off for a second and then halted. Trying to draw a throw or maybe a balk.
Squares to bunt. He drops it down. Here comes Brooks. He slides. He's safe. Got his hand on it.
Well, the suicide squeeze was on there. Brooks took off with the pitch. And a beautiful lay down by Tim Smith, even in the 3 spot. Usually you're looking at power in that 3 spot and a contact hitter, but a beautiful bunt, perfect. And Holliston got to it, but the runner was already scoring by the time Pesum got to the ball. Excellent execution there by Millis.
Well, Millis comes into this game with a record of 5-7. They've averaged 5.2 runs a game. Their head coach, Mike Carter. So it's a team that knows how to score, just like the Panthers. And they've got runners at first and second with nobody out. Number 8 hitter John Manning hitting .378 on the year.
So same thing here with nobody out. Want to advance the runners. That's a big one.
Into the gap. Seymour takes it on a bounce, gets it quickly into the infield. But Manning into second with a stand-up double. McKee comes across, and it's 2-0. Millis.
Beautifully placed. Nice solid swing there. Kept his head down and drove it right to the gap. And nothing the Holliston outfielders could do there, as it was just placed right between them and Smith advancing to third.
So a seeing eye cue ball on a 1-2 pitch. Hard single to left, a bunt, and a hard double to the gap. And Millis is ahead 2-0 here at the top of the first.
And here's someone I've known for a very long time, Steve Melia. Watched him swing wiffle ball bats as a young kid, as I'm very close with his parents. And he's got runners in scoring position here with nobody out.
Left-handed junior takes one low. Melia batting .250 on the season. He's got 6 RBIs.
He also does some pitching for Millis and had quite a pitching performance against Ashland last week, coming in a tight spot at the end of the game and getting a number of strikeouts to close the game out.
There's a strike from Pesum. So runners at second and third, nobody out.
Holliston needs an out here somehow.
Big swing and a miss from Amelia.
Steve might have been fooled a little bit there. It looked like he took that top hand off the bat, stepped out a little bit, maybe looking for a different pitch.
So 1-2 the count. Hard ground ball right up the line. Fair ball into right field. And it looks like it's out of play. Thomas gets it into the infield, but that one was stuck in the weeds out there. And a triple for Amelia clears the bases. And 2 more runs for the Mohawks.
Man, he couldn't have thrown that one and placed it any better. That thing just hung down the line on right field and kept going. And down into the fence area there where the field kind of dips, and Steve has some speed and easily makes it into third standing up. So big first inning here for the Mohawks, and still nobody out.
Coach Santos out to the mound, wants to talk to his senior right-hander and the rest of the team. His infield, just these guys have been having, some good success. Panthers 8-3 on the season. As I mentioned, they won 6 games in a row. Maybe they're just not used to the good weather out here, Brian.
That's possible. It is unusual to be playing in this kind of heat. We're used to rain and 40 or 50-degree temperatures. Still very early in the game, though. A lot of time, a lot of innings left, but Holliston they got to record an out here.
And number 15, Kurt Hopkins, the senior with 7 hits on the season.
So same approach here for Hopkins, looking to just get Steve in somehow. Ground ball to the right side, sac fly.
Grounds that one into the dirt.
Now, hopefully, I'm sure Coach Santos telling the boys to just try to focus on the next batter, next pitch, and somehow get an out.
Little high.
Well, Tom, you were right. This Millis team can hit.
Jewett digs that one out of the dirt, just a little outside.
Good stop there by John. Scooping that out of the dirt. Steve with some speed on third. We don't want him to come home on a pass ball.
Up high, and Hopkins gets a pass. So runners at the corner, still no out, 4-0. Millis here in the top of the first. Jewett sends out the signal to his infielders, let them know where the throw's going.
With runners on first and third, catcher and the infield need to be on the same page.
And there goes the first runner on first. He's into second, uncontested. Pesum going to focus in on the batter here. And that is number 5, today's starting pitcher, Bryce Latosic. He's hitting .303 on the season.
Infield still at regular depth there, even with nobody down and runners at second and third.
Well, even down by 4, I know Holliston feels like they can come back. They just got to start getting some outs, trade some outs for some runs at this point, and get to the get your bats going.
Outfield pretty much playing Bryce Latosic straight away.
Wind is blowing from left to right. Tosik fouls it right back to the backstop.
Oh, good spot here for Pesum. If he can get this third strike here and keep the runners where they are.
2-2 count. And a big swing and a miss as he fooled the right-hander on a breaking ball outside. And the Panthers have one out here in the top of the first. Runners on second and third.
Just what Holliston needed there. Keeping the runners in place and getting it out, and a nice change of pace there by Pesum.
Number 15, Olmstead, slaps one into center. Charged by Seymour, but 2 runs are going to come across the plate. And 6-0 Mohawks, as they're pretty excited with their start here today.
Just a nice, easy swing there. Reached out and just put the ball right up the middle. Nothing. The Holliston player's not going to get to that one, and it looks like Pesum will be done for the day.
Coach Santos bringing in his designated hitter, number 6, Tim Ringy, to pitch today. Don't like to go to your bullpen too early.
That's right. That's right. Well, hopefully Holliston, again, like you said, can just get some outs here, get back in, get in the dugout, get a couple of runs. Still plenty of time left in this ball game. But Millis certainly hitting for contact and driving the ball, gaps and singles, and some smart base running as well, and the suicide squeeze to work to perfection.
Well, it's good to challenge a defense like that, challenge at any which way you can. And that bunt was a beauty by Smith. This is Ringy's first appearance of the season. Last year, Ringy pitched 22 innings, 8 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponent's batting average of .288.
Looks like he's ready, Tom. I have a couple of words with Sean, the catcher. And nice ground ball right at one of our infielders would be a good medicine right here to get the lead runner and maybe 2.
So runner on first, 1 out. Chris Edwards at the plate. Junior slaps one into left field. That's going to move Olmstead to second.
Jumping on that first pitch. Probably thinking with a new pitcher coming in, just wants to get a strike in there, and jumped right on it. I like the aggressive hitting there. Back to the top of the order, Tom.
So Andrew Brooks, the shortstop, had that cue ball single to lead off the first. Nice block by Jewett.
Absolutely, did exactly what he was supposed to do. Turn that glove, get low, and block that ball from going in the 5-hole, to use a hockey term.
Another one low.
Panthers shading him to pull just a bit. Right fielder shading right field.
And Ringy walks Brooks. So that'll load the bases for Jake McKee, second baseman.
Singled his first time up. Well, now the infield. Well, the third baseman comes in. That is Jack Larsh. He's in on the grass. Got the corners in, actually. First base also. Jack Wilkie.
Fouled out of play. Like those first pitch strikes.
Yeah, always good to get ahead of a hitter.
And there, Ringy drops one in.
Looked like a changeup or a curveball or slide or something there. I couldn't tell. I could tell by the grip, and his release was slightly different coming out of the hand. Good change of pace there for Tim.
So 0-2 here on McKee. Ringy gets him to pop one up to the second baseman. Quinn's under it for the out, and there's two away here in the top of the first.
Holliston's got to like that. Getting a nice infield pop-up, no advancement of the runners, keeping them in place. And two down there, any base. The corners step back a few, playing at regulation depth.
So the number 3 hitter, Tim Smith, with the successful suicide squeeze to get Millis on the board.
My guess he's not bunting this time. Looking to drive in some runs from that third spot.
Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Jewett with the stop. Evens the count, 1-1.
Looks like Holliston has another pitcher warming up. That's number 7.
That's Matt Tomaselli, junior, right-hander. So 3-1 the count on Smith. No place to put him. Captain Obvious here. Smith's ground ball. Rodowicz has it. Fires to first. And thankfully, the top of the first is over as Tim Ringy closes it out. 6 runs for the Mohawks. We'll be back with the Panthers in the bottom of the first. All right, Panthers ready to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Leading off, number 12, senior captain Ben Thomas. Left-handers hitting .395 on the season.
Great average for a leadoff hitter. That's what you want. I'm guessing his on-base percentage even higher.
And the right-hander on the mound for the Mohawks is Bryce Latosic. Latosic with a strike right there. Latosic with a 4.71 ERA. This is his 6th game of the season. He's pitched 19.1 innings, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Getting a lot of innings. And pitching out of the stretch.
Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2-2. Well, you know, at this level, Brian, you know, pitching from the stretch is a smart. You're going to be doing a lot of it, so why switch back and forth? You know, get your rhythm down.
Great point.
And there's a foul shot by Thomas.
And sometimes I think, too, going from the stretch, there's less movement. So that means less room for error if your body parts aren't moving as much. Kind of like a golf swing. Keep it simple.
Right. Thomas with a shot up the middle, past the second baseman and into right field. And the Panthers start off the bottom of the first with a base runner.
Love to see that from the Panthers after a tough inning. Coming right back and getting their lead off on.
And that'll bring up number 20, junior left fielder Jonathan Pesum. Pesum with a .467 on base percentage. First pitch is very low. Ben Thomas over at first with 12 stolen bases on the season. Don't think he's thinking about going right now. Just want to be smart on the base paths as Panthers try to get these bats going here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Tom. You're not going to get all 6 runs right back at once. So want to have as many base runners on the bases and coming around and scoring. Oh, there he goes.
And no sooner do we say that, and Thomas is off. And is thrown out at second.
Well, I guess
strong throw by Manning was right in there.
I guess that's what we were kind of hesitant about. Aggressive base running, I'm all for that, but don't want to make that out there.
Pesum with a shot right between the first and second baseman into right field. And he's aboard, so the Panthers replace Thomas with Jonathan Pesum over at first. So 2 hits to start the bottom of the first here against Latosik.
Again, like the Holliston aggressiveness, they're stepping into the box, they're swinging the bats. So we like that, both guys on with hits.
And up to bat number 6. The pitcher right now, Tim Ringy. Ball low to start him off. Ringy with .357 average for the Panthers this season.
Outfield playing him fairly straight away.
Ringy with a shot right up the middle over the bag. Pesum into second base easily. And the Panthers are 3 for 3, although it's first and second with 1 out.
Beautiful spot for a hard ground ball right up the middle.
And that's going to bring up number 8, senior co-captain Brad Seymour. The center fielder hitting .382 so far in 2018. Latosik up high with his first delivery.
Well, hopefully Brad can keep the contact going here and get these runners moved along.
Pesum draws a throw to second. Latosik just buying a little time, I think, given that he's given up 3 straight hits. And another ball up high, 2-0 to Seymour.
Hitters count. Pitcher most likely trying to get something in there. for a strike.
And way up high with that delivery. Manning feeling his oats a little bit there, fired down at first base, hoping to get behind Ringy, but other than a dirty uniform, Ringy's safe. So 3-0 the count to Seymour. And there's ball 4, and that's going to load them up. So the Panthers, right on the bounce back trail, have Jonathan Pesum at third, Ringy at second, Seymour at first. And up to bat, number 15, the catcher, Sean Jewett.
Great spot for Sean. Hopefully get something down and hard and through the infield or out to the outfield. At least get one here and advance these runners.
Sean Jewett with 5 hits on the season, 3 RBIs, 4 walks.
Sean starts with that open stance.
Fouls that one out of play.
Sometimes I know some coaches suggest an open stance, get both eyes looking straight at the pitcher, trying to get both eyes on that ball. Sometimes helps the sight lines on the pitch.
That's up high. So 2-1 to Sean Jewett. Bases loaded, 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Panthers hoping to answer that 6th spot by the Mohawks. Jewett fouls another one off, even the count at 2-2.
Sean, an aggressive athlete all around. Seeing him play basketball quite a bit throughout the years, as well as remember him from the Little League days in the small diamond. And a great swing there with 2 strikes to foul that off and stay alive.
Got to protect that plate. And Jewett did, fouling that off. Now I saw Sean playing basketball this winter, and you did not want him covering you.
He'll be in your uniform.
Yep. Jewett puts it on the ground to third base. Steps on the bag, throws across the diamond. Not in time. Ball gets away. And 2 runs will score for the Panthers. And so Panthers stress out the Mohawk defense a little bit here as they played a couple of runs and get it back to 6-2. So Jewett ends up on second base. Seymour on third. And there's just 1 out.
Just the response Holliston was looking for. Cut this to a 6-2 game.
And up comes number 13, senior third baseman Jack Larsh. Larsh with a .286 batting average. He's got 3 RBIs on the season.
Both runners in scoring position. Good spot for a ground ball or something to the right side here. At least get that runner from third home Seymour.
Larsh puts one on the ground to the left side, all the way to the shortstop, and sort of a little mix-up there. Third baseman was in front, and the shortstop, by the time he got it, had Jewett right in his face and was not able to make a play. So the Panthers played another run as Seymour crosses the plate for the third Panther run. So 6-3 Panthers, bottom of the third. Runners at the corners, first and third, and just 1 down.
Love the fight in the Panthers here early, cutting that lead right in half. And Sean, a nice job there, avoiding the ball, but yet somewhat blocking the view of the shortstop. A little confusion there and some wheels by Jack Larsh to get down the line. And either way, I don't think they were going to get him. It was a high chopping ground ball.
So number 3, senior first baseman Jack Wilkie. As Larsh goes into second, uncontested. Manning with sort of a half throw there back to the pitcher. But I'm sure Sean Jewett's seen that play more than once. Probably tried it a few times himself. A toe 6 delivery up high.
has the makings of a slugfest, Tom, but as you know, it could be a lot of runs early. And
Wilkie sends one to right field. And a catch there is the final out of the inning. So Panthers answer back with 3 runs of their own here in the bottom of the first. And it's 6-3. We'll be back with the top of the second in just a moment. All right, back for the top of the second. Tim Ringy finished up the bottom of the first, and first batter he's going to face is number 8. Number 4 hitter, Manning. Line shot goes foul.
Doubled his last time up in the gap. You got to pay attention over here, Tom. And so do the fans. There's been some shots ripped down this third base line.
So after our off-the-air conference, it's 6-2. Panthers scored twice in the bottom of the first. We missed one of those fielder's choice runs. Things happening fast and furious, Brian.
They are. We like it. A lot of action here in this baseball game.
Gives you a little more appreciation for Joe Castiglione in the booth.
Oh, just missed there. Nice breaking ball.
Yeah, I think Ringy thought he had that one.
But both teams definitely brought their bats today. A lot of contact, a lot of hard hits.
Manning with 14 hits, well now 15 hits on the season. Goes after a low delivery. 2-2 the count.
Outfield playing him an extra step back and straight away.
Well, this is the number 4 hitter. Manning's in the number 4 spot for Millis today.
Just missed on that one. Wow.
So full count to the first batter here in the top of the second. There's a shot down the line. Stays fair, and it's out of play. Pesum gave it a good chase right to the pole there, but it's a double.
Yeah, no chance on that one. That was a shot right down the line, and even where it landed was a step or two beyond Pesum, and just rolled fast into the parking lot. Break for the Panthers. No parking lot there. Manning's rounding third right about now. 2 doubles for Manning. Slugging percentage rising.
That'll bring up the number 5 hitter, Sam Melia.
Hit that triple down the line. First at bat.
Melia, the right fielder, hauled in the last out there in the bottom of the first. He slaps one into center field, but right at Seymour. Gets it quickly back in. 1 down for the Mohawks.
Good play by the center fielder. Right on that. Sometimes those balls hit straight at you can be tricky in center field, and he had that one from the start off the bat of Steve. And another good swing by Melia, but good for the Panthers to get that first out and keep Manning at second.
That'll bring up the third baseman, number 15, Kurt Hopkins.
He walked his first time up and takes a strike on the first pitch of his at-bat.
And Ringy fooled him with a pitch out of the strike zone. He fouls that off weakly. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, way ahead of that one was Hopkins. And a good spot here for Ringy.
Thought he dropped one in there just inside, 1-2.
Yeah, he's got nice control with that. Can't tell if that's a slider or a curveball, but he's been right around the plate with it.
One bouncer scooped up by Larsh, fires a bullet across the diamond and gets him by a half a step, maybe a quarter step. Manning smartly into third base, but there's two gone. Boy, Jack Larsh, that one took a high hop as he went to his left. Kept his glove on it, bounced right back up, and he unloaded a bullet across the diamond.
He did. Just got him by a hair. Great effort by Larsh.
That'll bring up number 5, Bryce Letosik, the pitcher. He reaches out and pops one into center. Brad Seymour parks under it for the out. And that'll do it for the Mohawks. No runs for Millis here in the top of the second. Panthers ready to bat in the bottom of the second. All right, Panthers ready to bat here in the bottom of the second. And leading off will be senior second baseman number 5, Kevin Quinn. Quinn with a .302 on-base percentage. Big swing at a low delivery. And that delivery by Letosik was, he really lost control of that one.
Kevin, part of a big Holliston family. The Quinns have boys and a daughter spread over all age groups. And been seeing Kevin play sports for many years as well.
Yeah, Kevin was one of those players on the football field that was always in the middle of the mix. Talk about your 110% guy. You know, offense, defense, special teams, he was doing it. Swing and a miss, but the ball's playable. Manning with a good arm. Guns it right over his shoulder for the first out. So nice strikeout for Letosik and then score that one 2-3 on the putout.
Nice play by the catcher.
That is a tough play.
It is, especially with a swing and a miss, too. Because you get the batter swinging, the batter running down the line. You got to move yourself a little bit to the right of that first base line to get out of the path of the runner and make a good, strong throw.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, number 9, junior shortstop Danny Rutterwitz. Hitting .375 on the season. Gets his bat on one that sends the center fielder back. But a nice grab there by Chris Edwards. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second. 6-2 Mohawks. Panthers go to the top of the order. Holliston with a lot of success first time around again against Letosik. First 3 batters with hits. First 3 hits and a walk. Ben Thomas sets in. He singled his first time up, Ben Thomas.
Well, this is what Millis wants. They just want to get, they got 2 quick outs, and they just want to get back in the dugout. But Holliston trying to rally here with 2 down.
Senior captain watches one low. Thomas with 16 hits on the season already. He's got 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run.
Letosik not happy there. That was, it does seem like a bit of a small zone here today.
Hard shot right off of Letosik's lace. Leg bounces to the shortstop, and he gets them in time. So Thomas with a hard shot, but he's out 1-6-3, and that'll do it for the Panthers in the bottom of the second. 6-2 Millis back with the top of the third. in just a moment. All right, Millis ready to bat here in the top of the third. 6-2 Mohawks. We got a couple of changes on the mound. Number 20, Jonathan Pesum is their pitcher. That moves Jack Wilkie's moving from first base to left field, take Pesum's spot. And Tim Ringy, who was on the mound, number 6, is going to move over to first base. Pesum's first delivery just a little low to Hayden Olmstead. The 7, 8, 9 hitters for Millis up here in the top of the third.
Olmstead singled his first time up.
Reaches out on one, taps it to Rutter. Nice backhander. But the throw got away from him. And that'll send Olmstead to second. Tough one, tough play deep in the hole there.
It is. And would have been close at first even with a strong throw.
So Jonathan Pesum, this is his 5th appearance of the season. He's got a 3.36 ERA, 8.1 innings pitched with a pair of strikeouts.
Edwards also singled his first time up.
The junior right-hander's fastball a little low. Number 2, Chris Edwards, center fielder, number 8 hitter. Big swing and a miss. Showed him a fastball up high.
Yeah, I like that high one. Those high fastballs hard to lay off as a hitter. Looked like Edwards pulled his head off the ball.
Edwards with 7 hits on the season. Pesum took a little off that one and missed high. 2-1 the count. Olmstead on second on the error. Nobody out here in the top of the third. Pesum goes back low. 3-1 the count.
Another good scoop by Jewett behind the dish.
You know, I love a catcher like that. Gives so much confidence to the pitchers. You know that they can throw anything, any of their arsenal, not worry about the ball getting away very often, if any. Pesum comes back.
I think it was a balk, Tom.
Okay. Yep, Olmstead moves down to third. I was looking for the umpire's arm, and I guess he yelled it. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, me neither.
So runner on third, nobody out. 3-1 the count. And there's ball 4 to Edwards. That'll bring up, actually that was the number 9 hitter, so that's going to the top of the order now. Aaron Brooks, the shortstop, number 11.
Been on base twice today. He's walked and singled. Jewett conferencing with Pesum. Again, very important with runners on first and third to have all the infielders, pitcher and catcher, included on the same page as Sean gives the signals to his infield.
Olmstead's he's a pretty big guy, so maybe Holliston's betting he's not quite as fast and they could try something here, maybe throwing through. And there goes the runner, and a swing. Pops one to Rutter with a nice backhander. A nice job by Ringy getting back to the bag, and they double him off. 2 gone here in the top of the third. So interesting, Coach Carter with the hit and run on. Or run and hit, if you will.
And it burned him there.
So that erases Brooks.
And a nice play by Rutter going over to his right. That looked like it was going to drop, and he came over across his body and backhanded that.
No, again, good range by the junior shortstop. And that brings up number 3, Jake McKee, the second baseman.
He singled and popped out to second his first 2 at-bats.
He's got 11 hits on the season, 8 RBIs. Pops one. Looks like it's in foul territory. Ringy goes back and makes the catch just over the stripe, and that'll do it for the Mohawks. No runs in the top of the third. 6-2 Millis. Panthers ready to bat in the bottom of the third. All right, Bryce Latosic out for his third inning of work. He's going to face number 20, Jonathan Pesum, who's now pitching.
He singled his first time up, Tom. Excuse me.
Yep. Up high. Panthers averaging 5.5 runs a game, and they don't give up. There is no retreat on this Panther team. You know, credit to Joe Santos, that aggressiveness. You know, you might have called on that stolen, getting caught on a stolen base, but that's how you scratch your way back into games. And Coach Santos really has these Panthers believing in themselves. Pesum sends one down the line and right, a hard one. Good charging catch there by Amelia.
Yeah, that one fading away from him, going down the line. Again, the field kind of drops down and dips towards the trees there. So Steve doing a nice job of tracking that ball and staying with it, and got a good jump off on the ball.
One gone for Tim Ringy.
Ringy singled his first time up.
Ringy with 11 hits on the season, a double and 8 walks. There's a hard shot. Look out.
We can see with some of these shots down the line, we can understand now why the major leagues put those nets up this year.
Oh, yeah.
Don't quite have the same facilities here at beautiful Adams Field.
Just our lightning reflexes.
That's right.
Well, Latosic was hoping he dropped that off-speed pitch in there, but Ringy watches it outside. 2-1 the count. One gone, nobody on base here in the bottom of the third. Ringy gets a piece of that one, and it is well over the left fielder's head. Off the embankment. He's going to play it. Ringy's going to go all the way to third. And he's in standing up as the ball comes into the infield. So number 6 with a triple with one out here in the bottom of the third.
Tom, that was a bomb. I mean, he had all of that. The wind kind of helping a tiny bit, but what a beautiful swing. Head right on the ball. And a good hip rotation there, and really got all of that thing. And they give credit to the left fielder there for tracking that down and keeping him to a triple.
So Ringy's first triple of the season. That brings up number 8, Brad Seymour. Seymour with 14 hits, 4 RBIs on the season, pair of doubles, a triple.
Walked his first time up.
Pops this one up. Second baseman drifts back, able to make it in foul territory. Or maybe he was, I didn't see him call that foul or fair.
Yeah, I think that was fair, Tom. I think he was there, but a good job to get under that one. Sometimes those that hang up in the sky like that, and a little breeze.
I'll trust your eyes, Brian. That brings up the catcher, number 15, Sean Jewett. He's got 4 RBIs on the season.
Jewett reached base on an error first time up.
Down low, 0-2, or 2-0. Panthers love to plate this run and keep things going a little bit here in the third.
No doubt. Hate to waste that beautiful shot by Ringy.
Late call by the umpire, but it's in there for a strike, 2-1. Outside, Manning pulls it out of the dust. 3-1 the count. You know, Panthers with this 8-3 record, I mean, one thing they're going for, Brian, is to get to that 10 mark. That qualifies them for the playoffs, and that'd be the first time in 4 years that the Panthers would qualify.
That'd be a great accomplishment for this club. Full count now on Sean.
That was a little bit inside. Sean didn't quite like it, but now full count. He's got to be protecting, and he does. Chops it over to the right side of the infield, but first baseman able to haul it in, and Ringy is stranded at third. So after 3 full, Panthers trailing by 4, 6-2. Be back with the top of the 4th, and the Millis Mohawks batting just a moment. All right, Millis ready to bat here in the top of the 4th. And they'll be starting off their 3-4-5 hitters, Smith, Manning, and Melia.
Smith, again, had that beautiful suicide squeeze bunt in the first inning and then grounded out to short in his second at bat.
Pesum reaches back for a little bit more, but it went low.
Well, Pesum and Ringy certainly have come in and done the job for Holliston after a tough spot.
Smith sends this one into right center, but Ben Thomas makes it look easy as he reaches up for the grab. One gone here in the 4th.
Yeah, you're right about that. Thomas did really make that look easy. Nice, smooth, flowing out to his right. And again, tracking the ball very well. Good first step back and was right on it.
Well, your 2 co-captains out there, Seymour in center field and Thomas in right, you know, both American Legion players. Thomas started when he was a freshman, Seymour as a sophomore. A lot of experience and a lot of speed.
That helps in the outfield, especially a lot of ground to cover.
So that'll bring up number 8, the catcher, Manning.
2 for 2 on the day, 2 doubles.
Manning with 16 hits on the season. That was his second double.
Time called here by Manning, looking to maybe slow down Pesum, working at a pretty good clip, which I love to see in baseball, like Chris Sale and a few other pitchers. Tim Wakefield used to be the same way.
You and everybody on this side of the white lines loves to see good pace out of a pitcher.
No doubt. And a good job by the batter there to just step out and take a breath and maybe try to get Pesum out of his rhythm. But Pesum came back with a nice strike, so Manning down 0-2.
This is a big senior-laden class here at Millis. I know their football team was that way, 22 seniors, and I just looking down the lineup, you know, a lot of seniors other than Melia.
Went down low for that one.
And Brad Seymour able to park right under it. 2 gone on 2 flyouts.
Again, good job by Pesum. Throwing strikes, moving the game along, and getting good defense behind him. Pitching to contact, nothing wrong with that. And as long as your defense is there and ready. Here comes Steve Melia, right fielder. He's 1 for 2, had a triple down the line and flew out to center.
Yeah, that was a great hard shot by the left-hander. Got down where you were saying the ground sort of trails off there by the right field foul pole. And Thomas was out there in the weeds. I think he might bring some clippers next time, try to trim up that area. Or maybe he hits out there and he likes it like that, you know.
Yeah, and
home field advantage.
Yeah, and Steve's got some wheels, so he's an aggressive athlete, and he's gonna take that extra base if he's got a chance to get there.
So 2 gone here in the top of the 4th.
Steve comes from a great lineage of athletes in his family. Father, a great football player and wrestler from Needham High School, and his uncle, Bob, a great athlete as well.
Two off speed, just got a piece of that, and Jewett unable to hold on. Actually, it's just about impossible to catch it tipped. You can't move your glove that fast. Just got to get lucky. But 2-2's your count here to Amelia with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Fouls another one back.
Good job by Steve to protect the plate there and stay alive. He's got almost like an Ichiro swing. He's got that big first step that he's maybe trying to get a head start down the first. Sometimes that can help. Sometimes you want to keep that foot in there, though. When you step away, you might pull the bat away and not get the contact you're hoping for.
Spoils another offering from Jonathan Pesum. 3 in a row. Count stuck at 2-2.
Amelia trying to get something started with 2 down here and nobody on for Millis.
You got that one, Brian?
Just behind me.
Almost a souvenir up here in the booth.
Pesum battling, though. Really, he's got good control today. All around the plate.
And that ball is just 3-2, so he still had a little room there working on Amelia. Good battle here.
Steve going old school, no batting gloves. Love to see that.
Slaps another one, fouls that one to the screen. The battle continues.
A great battle. Love to see this. One of the best things about baseball, the one-on-one between the pitcher and the batter.
So bases are empty. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Full count. And Amelia slaps one back to Pesum, across to Ringy. And Jonathan Pesum retires 6 straight. And the Mohawks are out here in the top of the 4th. 6-2, Millis. Holliston ready to bat in the bottom of the 4th. All right, Panthers ready to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Larsh, Wilkie, and Quinn for the Panthers.
Larsh, 1 at bat on the day in a single.
Senior third baseman looks at ball 1. Larsh with 8 runs, 8 hits, and 3 RBIs on the season, including a double and 4 walks. And there he spanks one deep to left, over the left fielder's head, up against the bank. And Larsh is going to be into second with a stand-up double here to lead off the 4th. So the Panther bats have been rattling Letosic a little bit, but have not gotten to the scoreboard since the 1st inning.
Yeah, beautiful cut there by Jack Larsh again. Just he had that one lined up, I think, out of the hand of Letosic, and a nice step and turn and full swing there, and easily into second base, standing up.
Next up, number 3, senior left fielder Jack Wilkie.
Flied out his first at bat to right field back in the 1st.
Wilkie's got 3 runs scored and 4 RBIs on the season.
Well, Jack, casual approach there at second. That ended up being a little closer than maybe he anticipated, but still got the foot in.
Yeah, well, Letosic really hasn't shown much zip on his balls to the throwing to the bases, but that one had a little extra on it. Wilkie fouls one back, 1-2. He's in a hole. Larsh at second, nobody out. 1-2 to Wilkie. Oh, Wilkie takes strike 3. Did not think so. So 1 gone, runner at second here in the 4th. That'll bring up the second baseman, Kevin Quinn.
Kevin struck out and then was thrown out at first when the catcher dropped the ball. His first at bat. Takes a strike.
5 runs scored, 4 walks on the season for Quinn. Watches one outside, 1-1. Playing Quinn to pull the ball. That right side of the infield is wide open.
Foul that off there. Yeah, second baseman coming over to cover against the right-handed hitter. They don't want the shortstop going over there. That would open up a big hole on the pull side.
So 1-2 the count to Quinn. Latosik outside, count evens at 2. So Panthers threatening here in the bottom of the 4th. Jack Larsh with a leadoff double. 1 gone.
Be nice to see Kevin get a piece of this and move the round.
And it got a piece of him, Brian.
It did.
Number 5 trots down to first with the first hit by pitch of the game, either side.
Kevin, nice. Coaches love to see what Kevin just did. Did not even flinch to get out of the way. He just stood there and took it.
Well, I was saying that about him as a football player, any which way you can. And first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th is exactly what the Panthers need. And that brings up the number 9 hitter, Danny Rutter. Interesting, Latosik threw to first there with Larsh on second.
I agree. I'm always curious when the players do that.
Rutowitz with 6 hits and 3 RBIs, and including a double on the season.
Flew out his first time at bat to center field. This is Danny's second at bat of the day.
Latosik misses up high. Panthers have been working the Millis right-hander. Not sure we got a pitch count, but it's up there through 3 1/3 innings. 2-1 the count to Rutowitz. He checks over to Coach Santos for the sign. Rutowitz with a swing and a miss. He wanted that one. Count evens at 2-2. Runners at first and second. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Panthers trailing 6-2. Rutowitz watches one high. Now we got a full count with 1 gone.
Runners maybe get an extra step here.
Rutowitz with a swing and a miss strikes out. Panthers with first and second and 2 outs, but up comes their leadoff hitter, senior co-captain, number 12, Ben Thomas.
Thomas singled his first time up, grounded out his second.
There's a shot to second base, scooped up, and Thomas is retired, and so are the Panthers as they strand a pair. And after 4, it's Millis 6, Panthers 2. Millis to bat in the top of the 5th in just a moment. All right, Jonathan Pesum takes the mound to start the top of the 5th here. He'll be facing Hopkins, Latosik, and Olmstead.
Hopkins walked.
6, 7, 8 batters.
Walked and grounded out to short. Did score in the first, though.
1-1 to Hopkins.
just up there. Another a slider there. You can see, notice Pesum's grip in the glove right before he throws those.
Foul back. 2-2 the count. Pesum with good pace and pounding the strike zone, as they say.
It really has been. It's really settled down, this Millis offense.
And gets Hopkins chasing one up high, and the Panther defense gets a well-deserved around the horn there.
Yeah, beautiful breaking pitch there for Pesum to get that by the hitter, and not afraid to go with his breaking pitches. And a good time there for a strikeout for Holliston.
Pesum's first strikeout of the afternoon to start the fifth. Now Bryce Latosic, his opposite number right now.
0 for 2 on the day. K in the first inning, and he flew out to center back in the second.
1-1 the count. Watches one low. 2-1.
I like that. Pesum working at a fast clip there, but then steps off, takes a deep breath.
Latosic, one just over Rutterwitz's head into left field for a base hit. Pesum had laid down 7 in a row there after you start with a base hit or a walk there in the second. This one.
That was a double there in the second, yeah.
That'll bring up number 16, first baseman Hayden Olmstead.
1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the first and reached base via an error in the third. Pesum keeping him honest there.
Latosic leads the Mohawks with just 2 stolen bases. Olmstead, hard grounder, gets right by between Rutterwitz and Larsh into left field, and so back-to-back singles with 1 out for the Mohawks here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, stayed back on that one, just drove it through the hole on the left side.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. Number 32. That's the center fielder, Zach Costa. Haven't talked about him. He hasn't been batting. He's the one the designated hitter's been subbing for this game.
Well, back to that stat you said a moment ago, leading the team with 2 stolen bases, not fleet of foot, this Millis team.
Although they did have a stolen base to start off the first inning. Brooks nabbed one.
Edwards has walked and singled today, on base twice.
So the number 9 hitter, Chris Edwards, center fielder. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Ball too low.
Well, certainly Edwards looking to move the runners along, and on the opposite on the opposite end. Holliston looking to get an out here.
Edwards sends one into left. Wilkie makes the grab. There's 2 gone. Runners have to hold.
That's what Holliston was hoping for.
So,
again, something hit right at a defender, and no advancement by the runners, and 2 outs now.
So 2 gone here in the top of the 5th. As Aaron Brooks steps in, the left-hander, leadoff hitter.
Got on with a single. He walked. He was up twice in the first inning, that long first inning, and then popped out to the shortstop.
Fouls the first one.
Love to see Pesum get out of this inning. Done a great job today, really slowing down this Millis offense.
Pesum earlier this season pitched 3 innings against Framingham in a win. Just 1 hit over the 3 frames with a strikeout. No earned runs. Brooks looks at a strike. 1-2. So 1-2, 2 outs. Runners on first and second.
Panthers 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Like that Pesum stepping off, maybe a communication with Sean and resetting.
And we got a hit by pitch. Caught him in the foot. Now it's going to load up the bases for Millis here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Jake McKee, the second baseman.
McKee on base once today, singled in the first, popped out to second and popped out to first base. Good spot for him. And Panthers just looking for an out here, any base. Force everywhere. Beautiful pitch by Pesum.
Jonathan Pesum, good start right there.
Starting with the breaking ball. Keep the batter off balance.
And there he came back with a fastball that McKee fouled away. 0-2.
Yeah, I like that sequence there of the breaking ball and then a high fastball. Change that hitter's view plane of the path of the baseball.
Ground ball. Rutter can't get it. 1 run scores. Seymour up with it, but a 2-run score as Edwards, the pinch runner, comes around. And on the 0-2 pitch, the Mohawks played a pair, take the 8-2 lead here in the top of the 5th.
Tough one there, Jonathan Pesum off to a great start in that at-bat. Got ahead of the hitter. And got to credit the hitter there. Stayed in
McKee
and drove it up the middle.
That'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Tim Smith, first baseman.
Reached base on the bunt. Grounded out to third and a fly out to right field. So 1 for 3 on the day.
Gets a piece of it up the middle. Rutter steps on the bag for the 3rd out. And the Panthers are out of a bit of a jam in the 5th inning, but not before Millis plates 2 more and to take an 8-2 lead going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Panthers coming up to bat. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, Panthers ready to bat here in the bottom of the 5th, and they've got to figure out a way to put a crooked number up here. 3 more times up for the Panthers. They trail by 6, but they're going to go with their 2, 3, 4 hitters here to start the bottom of the 5th. First up, Jonathan Pesum, number 20. Oh, and he takes one right off the hands.
Must have hit the handle there. That sounded.
It must have hit bat first.
Yeah, must have got the tape on the bat.
That's a hard strike.
Yeah, Panthers just haven't been able to crack Letosik today. And quickly ahead, 0-2.
Pesum against Westwood, 2 for 4, three runs and an RBI in that victory. And there's a nice shot. Oh, one hopper to second base. He's retired 4-3. Got a good piece of that one. Just hitting him right at the defenders.
Yeah, you're right, Tom. Just a good solid contact there and just happened to be hit right at the second baseman.
Tim Ringy, number 6. Your designated hitter, pitcher, first baseman today. He tripled his last time up as he really, as you said, got all of it.
Yeah, tripled and singled, so he's been on twice, 2 for 2.
Ringy in the Hopkins loss this year was 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI. That was his previous best. Chops that one foul.
Yeah, Tim's got a nice smooth swing.
Well, Holliston's had some great comebacks this season. So they still got, as long as they got swings, they got chances. They put up a 4 spot against Westwood to come back on Monday.
Well, 4 spot sounds good right about now, but like you said, if we can scratch together something here, get a little momentum, liven up the bench kind of quiet over there on the first base side.
So Ringy works the count back to 2-2. Sends one to right field. In comes Melia. Unable to get there, but it was foul. Count holds at 2-2.
Outfield playing him straight away, although Melia now hugging the line just a bit, making an adjustment after that last one. Actually really close to the line there, especially for a left-handed batter. Excuse me, a right-handed batter. And close to the right field line.
Up high, full count.
Well, you would think that Letosik would start to tire a bit, but doesn't appear that way by the naked eye.
And Ringy smashes one into left field. Couple of hops and he's aboard. So a much needed base runner for the Panthers here with 1 out in the 5th.
Great stroke there by Tim. Solid hard line drive into left.
Well, you say that Letosik should be tiring, but you're looking at one of the best Millis athletes in quite a few years. He was their starting quarterback, all-star on the Tri-Valley team. Took him to the Super Bowl championship, so he's got a strong right arm. And then on the basketball team, they went deep into the playoffs in Division IV. So he may not look it in his baggy uniform, you know.
Yeah, you're right, Tom.
But he's one of their top guys. Ringy with a nice lead off of first. Brad Seymour with a swing and a miss. The senior co-captain was 3 for 4 with a double, triple, and 3 RBIs and a run scored versus Westwood earlier this year.
Yeah, Brad walked and popped up to second his first 2 at-bats.
He sends one high into right. Should be time for Melia. And the right fielder does bring it in for the second out of the inning. So runner on first, 2 gone for the catcher, Sean Jewett.
Jewett reached base on an error and popped up to first base back in the 3rd.
Slaps one into right. Melia coming in and makes the catch to retire the side. So they strand Ringy here in the bottom of the 5th. And that leaves the score 8-2 Millis as we head to the top of the 6th. So Manning aboard with a bad hoof and a swing and a miss by Sam Melia, the right fielder. Oh, Stephen Melia. I'm sorry. Thank you. I didn't have the first names. I just saw S. Melia, and I remembered it wrong.
Oh, a nice pitch by Pesum there. Again, he's got nice control of that breaking ball. Leadoff runner on. Holliston hoping to get a ground ball at somebody, get a force out.
And 1, 2, 3. Melia is set down on strikes. That's the second strikeout of the afternoon for Jonathan Pesum. That is second?
That is.
I can't remember Stephen Melia's first name, but I remembered it was 2 strikeouts.
And the other batter he struck out is up now, Hopkins.
Kurt Hopkins, the third baseman. So 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. Runner on first.
Hopkins struck out, grounded out, and walked. 0 for 2 officially.
Just a little inside. But 3-0 the count to Hopkins.
Outfield playing him straight away.
He squares to bunt on 3-0, but balls to the backstop. And Pesum issues a walk here with 1 out. So runners at first and second with 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. We're going to have a pinch runner, number 18. Peter Sanchioni. Now there's a re-entry rule, so even having a pinch runner once, you can get back into the game. You didn't just take your catcher out.
And looks like we have a new pitcher, Tom.
Well, Matt Tomaselli's been warming up since the 3rd inning, and he finally gets into the ball game. Nice outing for Jonathan Pesum. As you pointed out, he put out the fire. He retired 7 in a row there at one point. And just that 2-out hit that scratched him for a pair of runs in the 5th inning. But Matt Tomaselli, the junior right-hander, comes in. His ERA is 1.50. This is his 5th appearance on the year. He's pitched 9.1 innings of work, giving up 6 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. And opposing hitters are hitting just 182 against him.
Well, 182 sounds good right now for Holliston. We want to try to have him take care of the rest of this inning and get the guys back in there and get the bats going for these last 2 at-bats coming up for Holliston. But I agree, Tom. Credit Pesum there for keeping this still a ball game and giving Holliston a chance. Because early on, 6-zip right off the bat was a tough hold to come back from. So helping his brother out and his teammates there.
Number 7, Matty Tomaselli.
There might have been some defensive moves there. Gonna have to. Runners move up to 2nd and 3rd with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Yeah, Jonathan Pesum is now out in left field. Coach Santos didn't want to take his bat out of the lineup. And Coach Santos calling the infield in here. One gone. Runners at second and third. Bryce Latosik up, number 5. Looks at a second ball.
Latosik a single his last time up. He's also flown out and struck out. And pitching a heck of a game right now for Millis as well. Good scoop by Jewett.
Tomaselli misses low again. So that loads the bases up. One gone. And that brings up number 32, Zach Costa, who is now in the game. So he came in as a pinch runner for Olmstead, and I guess he stayed in. You know, we need more interns out here, Brian, to keep track of all these changes.
That's right. Well, you know, people think baseball's a slow sport. There's a lot of action, and it can happen very quickly.
So 2-0 to Costa.
Yeah, Tomaselli yet to throw a strike. Everything's been low so far. Hopefully he can make an adjustment.
And he gets it in there. 2-1 the count.
Just missed.
So 3-1 the count. No place to put him.
Corners are in for Holliston. Just missed there. Must have been a tad inside.
Tough call. So that'll walk in the 9th Mohawk run here in the top of the 6th. That brings up the center fielder, Chris Edwards.
Edwards on base once today, single back in the first.
Tomaselli starts him off with a strike. There he pops one in the infield. Kevin Quinn circles it for the out.
Well,
2 gone here in the top of the 6th.
That's what Holliston wanted right there. And now just needing one more here to get out of this jam. But the top of the order coming up, Tom.
So Aaron Brooks, the shortstop.
This is his 5th at-bat of the day. Singled, walked, flew out, and been hit by a pitch. So on base 3 times today.
Tomaselli gets a ground ball out of him. Quinn easily with it. Flips it over to first. Ringy puts it away. 4-3. The Panthers are out of the inning, but just one run by the Millis Mohawks puts them ahead by 7. Holliston will bat in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 9-2. All right, Panthers ready to battle and bat here in the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Jack Larsh, number 13, the third baseman, up to lead off the Panthers.
Larsh 2 for 2 on the day, a single and a double. So swinging a hot stick here, and that's what Holliston needs. Got to get some runners on and start to chip away.
And Larsh slashes one into center field for a base hit. I'm just going to mention that against Medway, Jack Larsh 2 for 2 with 3 runs scored earlier in the season. And well, that's what the Panthers needed, was a good shot in the arm there to get things started. Need to move the line, as they say.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
now batting number 7, Matt Tomaselli. He came on in relief in the top of the 6th.
Takes the ball there. Tomaselli, good job getting the Panthers out of that jam in the last inning, and now trying to help the Panthers on the other end with the bat.
And Tomaselli muscles one into right field, just foul.
Almost.
I was just looking up. This is Tomaselli's first at bat of the season.
Jumped on that
And
one.
I'll tell you, yeah.
He's been saving it up.
So 1-1 the count to the left-hander. Oh, he's a left-handed bat, right-handed pitcher.
Nice breaking pitch by Latosic. Yeah, good combination in baseball with the lefty bat and the right glove.
Carl Yastrzemski, right?
Comes immediately to mind, Carl Michael Yastrzemski.
And he ends up plunking him on the foot with the breaking ball. Tomaselli down to first. So the Panthers got 2 base runners and nobody out. And a very anxious Kevin Quinn coming to the bat. Senior second baseman.
Quinn hit by pitch and struck out today. So 0 for 1. Taxed that first pitch.
In a win over Medway, he was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. So 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 6th. Quinn watches one in the dirt.
Well, early in the game, we'd be happy with just a ground ball to the right side here to move the runners along. But Kevin looking to get on base himself and maybe plate one of these guys.
And he puts one to the outfield, but Melia right at him. Steven Melia makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Ball hit a little too hard and right at Steve, so no advancement. That was Larsh tagging up, but no chance to advance there, and certainly don't want to risk making it out this late in the game, down this many runs.
So we got another pinch hitter for Rutterwitz. This is number 1, Ben Fink. And Coach Santos trying to get some magic mojo going with this is Ben Fink's first at bat of the season.
Well, if the trend continues, Tomaselli gets on in his first AB of the season. And
that's what you do, right? Got to play it. Got to mix things up.
And always good to use the whole club and maybe have some versatility for the second or latter part of the season. End of the season coming up.
Fink wanted to get that fastball from Latosic, just missed. Larsh off second. Tomaselli off first. There's a shot into the gap. Back goes the center fielder to make the catch. And had the right idea there, Ben Fink. He's disappointed, but it got plenty of bat on that one. But there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, he did. Got a good piece of it. And just again, we've said a couple times today, Tom just hit it right at the center fielder.
And that'll bring up number 12, senior co-captain Ben Thomas. Ben Thomas, a 3-year starter, would have been a 4-year starter except for an injury. 356 lifetime, or career here, I should say, with the Panthers. 32 runs scored, 58 hits, 35 RBIs. He's got 12 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 18 walks in his Panther career. This guy can swing the bat, and the Panthers need him right here.
Yeah, impressive numbers for Thomas.
Umpire is, I guess maybe it's just with the Panther batters, he's annoyingly slow with that strike call.
I agree, and that one, similar to other pitches, has been a ball all day. It looked like the zone opened up a little wider on that pitch.
Well, Thomas spoils that one to stay alive at 1-2.
Good spot here for the senior. Good battle.
Thomas, 1 to short. Nice block, hard throw. And
Ooh.
got him just in time. So the Panthers put the first 2 runners on, but do not score here in the bottom of the 6th. 9-2 Millis. Start the 7th in just a moment. All right, Millis ready to bat here in the top of the 7th. Matt Tomaselli back out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. And he's going to face the number 2 hitter, Jake McKee, second baseman.
McKee's been on base twice today. 2 singles and 2 pop-ups to the right side.
There's one up here in the booth, just a little back of the fence. So that evens the count at 1-1. See if the Panthers and Tomaselli can't 1-2-3 the Mohawks and get to the bats. Seems like the wind might have turned a little bit, blowing straight out now.
I agree, Tom. We're not going to complain. Temperature dropped a couple degrees, but still a beautiful day here at Adams Middle School, at Adams Field, excuse me, for this Tri-Valley matchup.
Tomaselli plunks McKee by accident. I think a breaking ball just got away from him. And that'll bring up number 48, Tim Smith, the first baseman, number 3 hitter. There's a strike.
Nice pitch by Tomaselli. Nice low strike there to Smith, who's been on once. 1 for 4 on the day.
There's a shot. Tomaselli blocks it. Gets it to Rutter for the out at second base. But the right-hander, I don't think he got his glove up for that one, but he took a shot, but able to compose himself. Nice throw to second base. So 1 gone here in the top of the 7th. Runner on first.
Tom, that was a fantastic play. That's a shot right up the middle, right at his feet. First of all, just to stop it, got a lucky break that it stayed near him, but kept his composure, like he said, and fired a strike over to Rutter. Great play there by Tomaselli, and the Panthers needed that, cut down that lead runner.
So this will bring up the catcher, John Manning. He hits a line shot into left field. Pesum quickly over. Jonathan gets the ball into Rutter quickly. So a single for Manning. It's got to be his second hit of the night.
Let's make that 4, his 4th hit of the day from Manning.
4 hit.
Yeah, he had 3 doubles and a single, and then flew out to center.
So he's been torturing Panther pitchers today.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter here. Number 6 coming in for Steve Melia.
That is Wine. That is Sam Wine. There's the Sam I was looking for.
Yep.
This is Sam's 5th plate appearance of the season. So he'll bat with runners on first and second here in the top of the 7th. 1 gone.
Well, good spot for Sam here to pad the lead.
Tomaselli starts him off with a strike.
Nice spot by Tomaselli there again. Another nice low strike in the zone. So 0-2 gets ahead of Wine.
1 gone. Runners at first and second here in the top of the 7th. Panthers could use nice double play ball. Oh, strikes him out. Caught number 6 looking. And I think this is another pinch hitter, number 12, who is not on my roster. Oh, number 12, Robbie Saltalamacchia.
Robbie Saltalamacchia, okay.
He's a nephew? Is he a nephew of?
Nephew of Jared? Oh, okay.
Jared Saltalamacchia's nephew.
World Series champion for the Red Sox.
I've met Jared Saltalamacchia. He's a great guy. You want to spell that one? Just write Salty.
Yeah.
Robbie Salty, number 12. Up goes the "Yeah, Salty" cheer from the Millis fans.
Tomaselli continues to keep that ball down.
So 1-1 the count with 2 outs, 2 on. Saltalamacchia pops it to the right side. Back goes Quinn, catches the ball. Nice little basket catch there by the second baseman to retire the Mohawks here in the top of the 7th. They leave 2, but they've got a big 9 on the board. Panthers chasing 7 as they head to the bottom of the 7th. All right, Panthers are ready to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Panthers. And number 20, Jonathan Pesum, the number 2 hitter, to lead things off against a new pitcher. The third baseman, number 15, Kurt Hopkins, moves over. And he starts Pesum off with a strike. This is Hopkins' 5th appearance on the year. 2.93 ERA, 14.1 innings, 8 walks, 10 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .204 against him, and he's got an 0-2 lead on Pesum.
2 off-speed pitches right off the bat. Look like a curveball and maybe a slider on that first one.
Shakes off a couple of Manning signals and now steps out, or Pesum steps out.
A nice move by Pesum, try to break up Hopkins' rhythm.
Curveball misses high. So it'll be Pesum, Ringy, and Seymour, the scheduled batters here in the bottom of the 7th. Heart of the Panther order. Pesum stays alive, following that one back.
That's the idea in this inning, staying alive.
Hopkins threw 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on Thursday against Ashland in that win. Oh, gets him up high with the fastball. And 1 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Tim Ringy.
Ringy having a day, 3 for 3 on the day. Single, triple, single.
That was the old Uncle Charlie right there. Wow, what a curveball. Hopkins can really break one off when he needs it.
Yeah, that was almost a 12-6er, as they used to say. Reminds me of Aaron Seeley in the old mid-90s Red Sox. There's another one, that one low.
That's before they had digital clocks. 12-6 doesn't mean anything to these kids.
Good point. Good point, Tom.
Fouls one high. That one's going to be out of play, right behind the Mohawk dugout. 1-2 the count on Ringy.
Well, Ringy trying to keep that hot bat.
And Hopkins with a little too much Uncle Charlie on that one. Bounces it to the backstop. 2-2 your count. Ringy hoping to get a shot at the Hopkins fastball. There he got it, but it was at the bottom of the strike zone. Stays alive. I don't know how I feel about those Millis coaches standing in front of the screen there. Brian, you coach. I mean, that's just not safe territory.
Tom, I couldn't agree more. I thought about that earlier, and I've made the mistake of being in that position or just to the side of the fence and had a couple close calls. So I learned quickly as a youth baseball coach to get behind the fence. You just never know, especially with these hitters and the speed that they're swinging.
Ringy down the line. Hard throw by the third baseman, but he pulls Olmstead off the bag. So a tough way to come into the game by Aaron. Well, not into the game. Aaron Brooks moved over to third base.
Yeah, Tom, not sure he would have had him anyways.
Nice grab, though.
It was a great grab, a great backhanded grab going towards the line. He stayed low with it and released it right away, but Ringy moving down the line quickly, I think he would have beat that even with a good throw.
Well, that good at bat. Let's see if that can give some mojo to the Panther bats. Brad Seymour looks at the curveball. He's seen a few of those already after the first two batters. One gone. Ringy on first. Brad Seymour, senior captain center fielder, up.
0 for 2 on the day with a walk.
That one he punches through, and he's off the 0 for with that shot as Ringy moves over to second easily. First and second, one out. Panthers are moving the line a little bit here.
Yeah, nice stroke by Brad, pulling that ball right between the shortstop and the third base. So first and second.
That gives him 3 hits in the last 3 games, or 6 hits in the last 3 games. And that'll bring up the catcher, Sean Jewett.
Sean hit by pitch, struck out looking in the 4th and flew out to right back in the 1st.
Hopkins up high with the fastball.
Well, Panthers going down swinging, and I like that. First and second here, and hoping that
and Jewett with a nice shot over the second baseman's head. Ringy's going to hold up at third. And the bases are jacked with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 7th.
And jacked for Jack Larsh, and who has been swinging a hot bat today. 3 for 3 on the day. So this is one of the Panther hitters that you want up in this spot with only 1 out.
A senior third baseman doing a nice job at the hot corner, and now he's got the bases loaded here with 1 gone. And he sends this one into left field. Takes a step in and make the catch. Ringy tags up and heads home. And the Panthers finally break through after scoring 2 in the first inning to make it 9-3.
Well, Jack jumped on that pitch. He liked it. He drove it again. Just one of those where it's just hit right at the fielder, unfortunately, but does get the sacrifice. And the Panthers, again, just slowly chipping away here. 9-3 now is the game, but running out of time here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Well, if they're going to come back, it's going to be crazy baseball. So we'll take a hit, walk, hit batsman, error, whatever you can come up with. And we've got a pinch hitter here, number 4, senior Lewis Rossi, hitting .375 on the season for the Panthers with 9 hits and 3 RBIs, and including a double. He was 3 for 4 in a win over Dover Sherburne with a double. So left-hander coming in here to face Kurt Hopkins. So 9-3 Mohawks, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Panthers got a couple of base runners though. And Rossi looks at a rare Hopkins fastball for a strike. There's the curveball, goes to the backstop, and the runners move up easily. So Seymour to third and Jewett to second.
Well,
Coach,
a couple guys in scoring position, which we like.
Coach Carter telling his right-hander to focus on the batter. Rossi taps it back to the pitcher. And 1-3 on the out, and that will seal the win for the Millis Mohawks, 9-3 over the Panthers. So got a little excitement going there in the 7th inning, but not what we hoped for, Brian. Panthers dropped to 8-4. Millis going to 6-7 on the year. Who do you got for some of the top players for the Panthers?
Well, Panthers had a couple of hot hitters today. Tim Ringy, 4 for 4. Single, triple, single, drove in a run. Jack Larch, 3 for 3. A double and 2 singles and a sac fly to get a ribby at the end of the game. And also want to highlight the job that Ringy and Jonathan Pesum did coming into the game after 6 quick runs in the first inning, in that middle relief, or early relief, really, we should say, really came in and settled down the Millis hitters and kept Holliston in the game. So impressive job there in a tough spot by those pitchers.
Well, speaking of impressive jobs, the HCAT crew did an impressive job here at the ballpark, thanks to Don Cronin and Christian Boudet and Dave Aronson and Brian Winston. Great spending some time with you in the booth today.
I enjoyed it, Tom. This was a pleasure, and hope to do it again.
We'll get some sun out here and we'll have another ball game. The Panthers probably headed to the playoffs, so stay in touch.
Will do.
I'm Tom Emmons. Your final score from Adams Field, 9-3. Panthers on the short side. Good night, everybody.